Hey, Dylan Edwards, we got to have a conversation because you're hard-headed and you don't want to listen to DJ Bless One. Your quarterback, Avery Johnson, your AKA best friend since you was in childhood, you was in Pop Warner. Well, the dude is no good. He's not a college quarterback. He'll barely do good in JUCO football. We'll talk about him a little bit later because if Avery Johnson was Deion Sanders, if Avery last name was Sanders, but we know why he's protected, and we know he doesn't look like some of us. We're not going to get into that. Most overrated quarterback I've seen this year in college football, but he's given a pass. Dylan Edwards, you're a great football player. I'm never going to say you're trash. You know it. All the videos I've made either going in on you or speaking positive about you, we've never called you trash. I'll be the fakest dude in the world because one thing, I called you a coward. That you are. But right now, I warned you about your coach, Chris Kyman. He doesn't like you. He only uses you when he has absolutely no choice and they're losing to the T. Just like similar when they played Tulane. BYU whooped the hell out of Kansas State, 38-9. I actually did see the game, ladies and gentlemen. Problem is, I didn't respond to it in time because once you're doing the multiple videos, then my daughter's birthday came. Right after my daughter's birthday, this weird hurricane comes out of nowhere. So I had to make probable changes, family first. So you know I'm not going to take these breaks like that again. This was a family situation. But let me talk to you like family, Dylan. You made absolutely no sense to leave Colorado and go all the way there to Kansas State. If you would have just said you left, because the trolls like telling us he misses home, that's why he went back. Well, damn it, that's not what he said. You go tell your boy Toy to explain to himself better than that, because what he told us, the reasons why he left Colorado was because he wanted to go to a better football team with better quarterback play, where he could be the number one guy. But you guys don't hear me. You're going to make excuses for Dylan Edwards. If you don't follow college football, but better yet, you don't really follow Colorado football, you can't tell me anything in the comments because you don't know what's going on. You're the same scrubs who said he didn't say anything about Colorado or Deion or Shador, but then I show nothing but hundreds of receipts and you're still yapping. Sit down right quick while we talk to the grown folks. So Dylan Edwards had a chance to win the Horn Nug Award. He was number 3 top player on the Horn Nug Award. The Horn Nug is given to players who are very versatile on the field and play these multiple positions, just like Travis Hunter. If you guys don't know, Travis Hunter is number 1 on the list. I don't even think Dylan Edwards is on the list anymore because he barely gets utilized. He averages only 5 to 6 touches a game. You know how good Dylan Edwards is? He averages almost every time 13 point something average per touch. Now his average dropped down significantly since BYU. He's averaging 6.9 to 7 something point average a yard, meaning that he's averaging still more than all the 7 running backs that Kansas State has. It made no sense for him to run away from competition and get so upset at Deion, finds himself trapped at a school in the university that has over 7 running backs, including Miami freshman running back Joe Johnson, who I've already showed you guys about. Joe Jackson. No pun intended to Michael Jackson's dad. But Joe Jackson is a bright future freshman who's been just not durable enough. He's injured a lot. He's 6'1", 230 pounds or 220 pounds. And he's doing his thing as far as when it was in high school. He didn't do anything to deserve to be a starter over Dylan Edwards. Dylan Edwards is currently ranked the number 3 running back. The coach tried to give Dylan Edwards a reward and making him a number 2 running back, but that never even happened. The last game they played against BYU, the boy only had 6 touches, and he still had over 40-something yards running. DJ Giddens, who's the starting running back, he's a big running back. He had over 1,200 yards last year. You feel me? Over 1,200 yards rushing last year. The issue is this year. He's doing good again, but he's not playing well when it matters. He's one of those running backs who can have a burst of 13 yards and a coach will stick to him because of his size, finesse. But when we need those crucial 3rd and 1 yarders, he can't get it. He can't convert it. When we need our 3rd and 7, he can't initiate contact and continue on forward to gain more yards. Meaning that he doesn't have enough momentum to count when you play real teams. BYU has been a great team. I'm not going to exaggerate and be like undefeated type, but everybody know BYU can pretty much play with any team in America and they can win. If you know football, you know what DJ Bless One is telling you. BYU has a lot of talent in the NFL for a reason. Simple reason is they're focused, they're dedicated, they're Mormons. Mormons seems to be very focused people who don't quit. In fact, a lot of the guys who go to BYU, sometimes they go to their mission, I forgot what you call it, and they have to take a year or two off because it's a mandatory they do this mission for the Most High God. And to see players who are playing, I don't follow religion, but at the same time, you can give credit to people who are disciplined enough in their faith and they practice what they preach. So BYU players are no joke at all. To see Dylan Edwards go through a combative coach like that, the most overrated team I told you guys in the beginning was Kansas State. The fact that Colorado football wasn't even ranked is understandable. We won only 4 games. Kansas State wins almost every year but ends up in these situations, meaning that they'll have a good 3-year run in college football, but then take a break from doing good for like 6 years. Factual. Kansas State always been known for that. The reason why they're known for that, they recruit a certain way that gets outdated. They got these guys who the media love, and that's what Kansas State does as far as who on the depth chart gets to start. So people overhype Dylan Edwards' best friend, Avery Johnson. Avery Johnson is a failed quarterback. I've always said that. He gets rattled in the pocket. They try to call him a dual threat quarterback. He's very athletic. No, he's not athletic. He is not athletic at all. Could we stop doing that? Every quarterback they played against this year outperformed Avery Johnson. You're going to tell me quarterbacks don't play defense, but you don't use the same logic for Shador. I guess Shador's the only quarterback that has to play defense too, because Shador be throwing for 400 yards, 500 yards, and y'all still call him trash. No, Avery Johnson is a garbage quarterback. Not bad, not good, just 100% straight garbage. You hear me? Fast forward. Looking at a Dylan Edwards situation, it was not the better predicament. A lot of people who don't watch college football are sitting back and they're telling me that Dylan Edwards was in a better situation at Kansas. He made the right decision. Shut the hell up. You don't watch football. You're just yapping. You're just yapping away. Your former teammate is going to win that award, Dylan Edwards. You're not even on the list for that award anymore. You were fighting for the 4th and 3rd string position, and your coach rewards you by giving you the 3rd string position. You can't make it up. Dylan Edwards was up for Heisman conversations in the first 3 weeks of college football last year. That's the only reason he made the Horn Nug list, because of Deion Sanders allowing him to get that much playing time and exposing him to the world to show that he's a great, versatile running back. You can utilize him in the slot. You can utilize him in the backfield, move him around, as they would call it. But no, Dylan Edwards got mad when Charlie Offerdahl was rewarded. Deion didn't care about 5-star or 4-star ranking. Charlie Offerdahl, who's a walk-on on the team, he outperformed Dylan Edwards during the spring and the summer. People got mad because Deion championed, not during the summer, but just during the spring, Dylan Edwards lost to Charlie. Charlie was in his feelings? No, Charlie accepted the responsibilities and outperformed Dylan Edwards. Dylan Edwards couldn't stand that when he heard multiple freshman running backs coming in, transfers from Ohio State. It bothered him. Shout out to Coach Neely, one of the Deion Sanders astute associates and friends, who was the very first one on DVNR Sports and pregame show, who made sure to let people know them running backs like Alton McNoskill and Dylan Edwards left because of competition. We don't listen to you groupies who don't watch and follow the game like us, bro, because everybody think people is messing with Dylan Edwards. You're a coward in real life just like him, because if anybody listen to me, it's a guy who want to see Dylan Edwards win. Notice every video I said, including this one here, I'm looking out for the dude, bruh. Clearly, you weak fans and his coach don't care about his better interest. A lot of people are only saying leave Dylan Edwards alone because you hate Deion Sanders. That's it. I don't beat around the bush nor sugarcoat it. If it wasn't for Deion Sanders, you know everything I'm saying is validated. Dylan Edwards is not being used the right way. Colorado could use Dylan Edwards right now. You telling me the way we've been playing with our running backs, we wouldn't utilize Dylan Edwards the most? with Pat Schumer's creativity, you don't think they would have utilized Dylan Edwards the most? Pat Schumer doesn't like small running backs, but the other running backs haven't really, came up to the job yet. I mean, we're going to see during this 5th game what the running backs can do. But based on what I've seen, the assessment and the talent of these running backs, Dylan Edwards would have been no doubt the main marquee player being utilized on the field. But you're not going to hear that, bro. You feel me? So Dylan Edwards, if you're watching this video, man, I'm not one of your groupies, man. I tell the truth, and I know exactly what's going through your mind right now. Look, man, you did do a mistake leaving Colorado, but it's never too late. If I'm you, as long as Chris Kyman is there, bro, you need to transfer to another school. I don't think it'll be a good look if you go back to Colorado. I'm just being honest. Certain guys like Cremani can go back to Colorado because he's in desperation mode. And the Colorado, Deion will pick him back up. But you're a good player, Dylan. You don't really need to go back to Colorado to be relevant or to be helped. What you need to do is go to a school that utilizes you for the talent you got. Kansas State, I was told by everybody, is known as the school to help small players. That is true. But that's if you're in good with the coach and you're in good graces with the coach, that is. The coach is still mad at Dylan Edwards for spamming them over and picking Colorado over Kansas State after he already committed to Kansas State originally. So I think the coach is harboring feelings towards Dylan Edwards to kind of throw it in his face. But yeah, every time Dylan Edwards keeps performing, he has over 700 touchdowns already. You would think he's a mobile, used running back, but he's not used that much. He's not utilized at all, if at all. He rarely gets touches, but he performs when he gets his touches. A lot of people are going to say he performs during garbage time. I'm not going to be one of those. I've been watching. He performs during crucial game pivoting moments that can help the resume of Chris Kyman. But Chris Kyman is a sucker who doesn't like Deion or any fame that it gets from it. So he's just basically using Dylan Edwards as a token piece. Can you imagine if Shedeur played horrible like Avery Johnson? Avery Johnson threw for 130 yards the last game. The game before that, 172. Before that, 180 yards. And the media keeps overhyping Avery Johnson because they don't like Shedeur. I'm going to make a separate video about Avery Johnson and Shedeur just to show you how people have this flat-out hatred, because I heard Paul Feinbaum and everybody tell me Avery Johnson is the next Heisman stud. This guy can't even play on a JUCO team, but he's the next Heisman stud. The excuses and weird traits that they make for these other players is unbelievable. Look, man, I'm DJ Blessed One, the best one. Love your family. Love your kids. Stay blessed.